Hey guys, Great Lucario here. Today, I thought I'd do a bit of a special video, a voiceover of me redesigning my old pony OC. So, if y'all enjoy this, please let me know. This character hasn't really been updated in a few years, if you can't tell. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So right now, this took about an hour and 45 minutes to complete just the sketch and the coloring. Yeah, so this character is really less of like an OC and more of like a persona, I guess. Or a pony-sona, I guess. But yeah, they're kind of like my quote-unquote edgy anger side. I don't know how they kind of became that, but over the years, whenever I just felt angry or depressed, they were always the character I used to draw, you know, sad or edgy or angry stuff. So they just kind of became this grumpy emo. You can obviously see they are, or she is, I mean, very, very colorful, and the alicorn OC. And so, because I know, the alicorn is bad, those are cringy, look at all those colors. Believe it or not, this character, when I was creating them for the first time, this is very toned down, like with the brown colors, and, you know, the brown coat, the brown mane, that was all to tone down the character as much as possible. So, yeah, you see how well that worked out. This character is kind of like saying fuck you to the, you know, oohs, alicorns, OCs are cringy, and, you know, you can't have, bright colors and all that because they're cringy, and like I'm on both sides of that argument with, like, yes, it is a cringy character, but on the same time, fuck you, I want to have fun. You know what I mean? Because it's fun to create just a rainbow, you know, sparkle, unicorn, whatever. But what I think is that if you're creating a character just for the fun of it, just to make them look good, like you're not giving them a story or anything, they're just being created just to be created, then that's fine. Do whatever you want. But if you're making a character that is that you want to have a story and like you want to have people take them seriously, if they're like that crazy, you know, sort of character, then yes, I do think they deserve to be cringed at. Like, of course, if there's some 12-year-old and, you know, they're making some random character, that's fine, you know, leave them alone. As they get older, they'll come to realize that, oh, this character needs a bit of improvement. And the thing about Tumblr when it comes to these cringy type characters is that they don't, if someone says they're cringy, they're the bad guy, which I don't really believe is true. Obviously, if they're just picking on them just to pick on that person for having a character like that, then yeah, of course, being a dick. But, you know, there's also a lot of creative criticism, if that's the right word. You know, if someone says, hey, your character's a bit cringy, I think you could do this, this, and this to improve them, obviously that person's just trying to help. Because everyone looks back at their old characters and go, ugh, that's not very good. So what I hope to accomplish in this video, this character hasn't been updated, like I said, in a very long time. The most update they've had is like the dark circles under the eyes and like putting the wristbands on the right legs, because I actually do wear those colors of wristbands, but they're just on the wrong arms, you know. And So what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna draw her out as every single different species, I guess, that you can find in My Little Pony. And I'm gonna have fun with the designs, you know. I'm not gonna take them to the extreme, but you know. So yeah, that's my plan. And by the end, I'm gonna take the elements that I like best from each character and put them together, and hopefully I can create like a new little design. Maybe even create some new characters. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk through this entire video or process. I'll put music in. So, because I know my voice probably isn't the nicest to listen to. So yeah, I'll give y'all a break, let you enjoy the video, and I'll come back in a little bit.
Out of your mind, boy. Out of your mind.
Alright, so as you can see, we have moved on to the Griffin. For the Griffin design, I didn't really put too much thought into it. I think I could have definitely made it better, but you know, it was late at night and I was tired, but whatever. I'm still happy with the way it looks. It just kind of looks like it could be any Griffin and not necessarily like my character if they were a Griffin. I was kind of basing it, I guess, a little bit too much off of Gilda, maybe. I don't know. She kind of reminds me of this one character. I've seen her floating around. She was drawn by one of my favorite artists quite a few times. I'll flash a picture of her up on the screen. Her name is Rainbow Feather. I don't know who she was created by, but I do see her every once in a while floating around on Google Images when you look up, you know, Griffins or Griffin OCs or whatever. But yeah, as you'll see later on with the colors, I darkened the fur down, made the fur a darker brown. I kept the face and the chest feathers and the hair feathers all white, which I don't know whether it was a good idea or not, because it does seem kind of very plain, I guess, and I wasn't really sure what to do with the other colors. Like you'll see, I don't really know what to do with like the blue and the purple. And for the front claws, I guess, I tried to make them same color as the hooves, and that was a really bad idea. They looked really awful. If I were to go back and change them, I think I just changed like the little paws, like the little toe beans at the bottom of her feet, on the back legs to the like the purple and blue instead of having like the whole paw that color. I just think she looks better as a griffin and just natural colorings. I don't know. But yeah, with the hair, I imagine it all as like feathers. That's why it has like that fade effect, and I thought that looked really cool. Because I really didn't use the blue she has in that one hoof. I mean, not like there's a lot of that color in the rest of her design. I put it up in her face where the black, or I changed the black around the eyes, just like little stripes under the face. And you can see there with the tail, I was trying to do the fade effect that I did with the hair. But it didn't really work out. But, yeah, not too much to say. Just kinda, whatever. I didn't really know what to do, where to put the wristbands either. I didn't want to put them on the front because I thought with the fur there already, it kind of looked busy and kind of cluttered. I briefly thought about putting it either on the tail or on the back paws, but I just decided to keep them out. But I did put the piercings on, and I did put the little amulet on. Fun fact about the amulet, that's actually, if y'all ever watch Sky Does in Minecraft, that's actually the same sort of amulet that he had, because growing up, he was my big influence to create. Yes, I was a cringy Minecraft kid. Yeah, it wasn't artists that inspired me to become the person I am today. It was a Minecraft YouTuber. Alright, so we're on to the griffin already. Or the griffin, what am I saying? Hippogriff. This one I kind of struggled with its pose a little bit. As you can see, I made its legs too big, and I forgot it had claws and hooves, and I gave it paws like the griffin. But yeah, this one is probably the biggest, I added the biggest change so far. Instead of staying true to the color scheme, I made this one all light blue. Well, its body anyway. And I lightened up a lot of its other colors, because I noticed that in the show they make the hippogriffs usually very kind of pastel colored. Not that everything else isn't pastel colored, but I noticed, especially with the hippogriffs, and they usually keep them all one kind of solid color, same color scheme, unless they're like a special character, like the one guy in that episode with the CMC, or the what's her name, the girl that we see all the time. But yeah, kind of same story with the griffin, not too much to say. I definitely do like this one's design a lot more than the griffin, 100%. But yeah, you'll see anyway that I kept the wristbands. I thought they looked fine, and I turned the amulet into like the pearl that all the hippogriffs wear, so they can change back from sea pony to hippogriff anytime they want. And you'll notice with the piercing, I made it, instead of gold, I made it purple, like the pearl. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. It looks like the music is running out, so I'll have to put something new in. I'll probably put in, there's been this new band that I discovered lately, or not lately, I guess. My boyfriend is trying to get me into metal music, and the playlist he sent me didn't really like any of the songs in it. There's about like 10 songs out of 60 that I enjoyed, sort of. But if it weren't for that playlist, I never would have discovered this band. They're called Dope, and I love them because their music is hilarious. Like, they obviously don't mean to make it funny, but I just find it so funny. Especially there's, if you're a memer, you might recognize one of their songs, Die Motherfucker Die. It's like that really, angry one. It's really funny. I might play a clip of it right here. But there's this 8-minute long song that they've done. I don't know whether they did it live because it sounds like there's a crowd in the back, but I don't know whether they just edited in or whatever. But it's so funny because they're so like, they sound like a bunch of angsty teens, and like, oh my god, I love it. I love their music. It's just, oh man, they're so funny. Like the whole song, they're just saying, fuck you, fuck the world, fuck everybody, And it's good to listen to when you're like angry. Like it's good, very good angry music. I will give it that. But yeah, they're just so funny. Like I remember the first time I heard them play, or I heard the song, I was just like that Vine where the girl's like, calm down, relaxation, stop screaming. It was just, because I don't know, I just find them hilarious. But I listened to some of their other songs, one of their other songs that I really liked. It's called Dirty World, and they did a really good job on making themselves sound like absolute creeps. Like the song itself just sounds so dirty, like ugh. And that's what it's like, so well done in that way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to like insult them in any way. I'm just enjoying their music in a different way than it was intended to, I guess. But yeah, I'll put some of their music through the rest of here. Probably gonna sound a bit different than the happy little, I don't know, I guess dubstep I had playing before. But yeah, I don't have too much to say other than that. That music, I think it definitely shows sort of the personality, I guess, of this character. They're just angsty and like edgy. Can't see me, but I'm doing the finger quotes. It is fuck the world. I don't know whether that would make them emo or goth, because emo, there's two philosophies for each of them. One of them, I think emo is the world is against them, and goth is they're against the world. And so she's kind of both, I guess. I don't know which one that would make her. Maybe punk? Is punk both? I don't know, I'll have to ask Salty about that one. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. As you can see, I'm coloring. You can see all the pastels there. Very nice. And yeah, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the video.
And you're dead, fucker. Fuck you very much. Burn, 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 motherfucker, say it. Burn, 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 motherfucker, say it. Burn, motherfucker. Burn, 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 motherfucker. Burn, 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 motherfucker. Burn, 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 motherfucker. Burn, 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 motherfucker. Burn the motherfucker to the ground.
So this one I was really excited to do. This one is the dragon, and this is actually, you're seeing me the second time drawing it because somebody decided to go on my computer and delete it, which was really, really fucking annoying. And I was really upset about it because I really liked the way it was looking, the first one. But this one is okay. I'm really proud of like the face I did, and like with the expression and the mouth. I usually don't do mouths like that. And the hair, which is actually like, I imagine it as like the scales that have just grown out and they're floppy, so it looks like hair. And yeah, so this one, the dragon, it's kind of like the same problem with the griffin. Like, it kind of looks like it could just be any dragon and not necessarily the like if the pony was a dragon. But I tried to pull it over like with the hair and have it like, you know, you'll see that I do have a bit of trouble drawing like with its legs, which I did with the first one too. But with the first one, I had it almost done, like the arms and the legs were basically done, and it just had to do the tail and like all the details and everything. That was in only about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. This one though took me 4 fucking hours to complete, and I'm not proud of that. I think because of like me losing the first one and me liking the first one so much, I put in twice as much effort to try to get this one to look nice. And you know, these are supposed to be only sketches, in case y'all didn't know. This is what finished art looks like if you're new. No, these are just sketches, and what I was trying to do, I guess, is like make something that looked finished and nice, and so I can maybe be more proud of it than I was with the first one. I still like the way it turned out, but yeah, I had trouble with the legs, trouble with the arms, and you'll see I had trouble coloring it with the scales. I wanted to have like a gradient sort of, and you'll see later on when I get to the coloring bit that I really wanted the end of the tail to be yellow, like bright yellow with the green, but it just looked like shit. So I just said fuck it, and made like the whole thing, you know, dark colored, because that's what like the hair scales was. I didn't really plan to have them all the dark color. I actually wanted them to be bright, but you know, what are you gonna do? Also, you'll see with this one another big change. Like the hippogriff, I made her blue, which, you know, when I was drawing this character for the first time, like, I imagined them right away being blue. So I know it doesn't really look like the original character like they're supposed to, but I feel like with this stuff, when you're making redesigns and all that, first of all, if you're new to like creating characters, you should always create multiple of the same character with different versions, and then mash those together to create one final. But with these, I'm just doing as a one-time thing. So with the blue, and then I also made the belly pink, like the belly scales, which I also imagined when I first found them, which I first thought of when I was first drawing them. Sorry. Can you tell this recording is unscripted? But, yeah. I did try really hard to pull in the colors from the original into this. But yeah, I'm still proud of this. Like, even if they don't look like what this character would be as a dragon, I'm still really proud of this design. So yeah, not talking about that. In the show, they always depict dragons as being like these big dicks, you know, just jerks, you know. And I think because this character is already just a fucking asshole already. And if they were a dragon, they'd just be like a fucking raging beast all the time, you know? That's why I wanted to draw them so angry. Yeah, and I've tried to put fitting music in. I'm sorry to everyone who is not a fan of metal. I'll try to put in something more happy later on. But, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of metal music either. But like I said recently, I'm listening to this band. They're called Dope, and I was listening to these songs yesterday or the day before, and they're so funny. I love them. They're like the biggest moods, and they're by Dope, and one's called If I Were the President, or no, I Wish I Was the President, and You're Full of Shit, which they're just big moods. Listen to them. I'll put them in this video if I have a chance. Hopefully in a part that I'm not talking over. I try to put just filler music in when I'm talking over stuff. But yeah, I'll always put like the nice music when I'm, you know, not talking. But yeah, those songs are just you're angry? Listen to them. You're in a good mood but want a good laugh? Listen to them. They're just good stuff, you know? Yeah. With metal, or I don't even know if this is metal, I don't know music, but I've never been a fan of like just how angry they are. Like I know the whole point of it is get angry at the man, whoever they are, you know, rise up against the whatever. But I feel like, in my opinion, if you're letting someone make you so angry and just grumpy and just ruining your day all the time, you're just letting them win, aren't you? Like, that's my take on it, I guess. I guess that's why I like rave so much more. Like, it kinda sorta has the same message, sort of, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, be yourself, don't, you know, listen to the other, you know, but with rave, it's like, be happy, you know, be colorful, be a good person, you know. I guess that's why I like it more, and to me, it just sounds better. I've never been a fan of the screaming, and, you know, I'm not saying that it's not, you know, the people who do it don't have talent. I mean, have you ever tried to do those screams like that? It's hard. Like, I get a sore throat just for talking on Skype for an hour. I can only imagine how those guys feel after a concert. But, you know, some of them actually have nice voices. Like, when you hear them when they're actually singing, sort of, in their songs, they have nice voices. But then they just start screaming again, and it's like, welp. I don't know, that's my opinion anyway. I don't know if y'all care. So yeah, like I said, this took 4 hours, so this one's gonna be really long. Oh, another thing about the spikes, you know, see how they're kind of floppy on the tail? Same with like the hair spikes. I imagine them kind of being like a porcupine. I don't know if that's correct, where the spikes are kind of like, if you pet them in a way, they're soft and you don't get pricked, but like if you touch them the wrong way, or if she were to bap you with the tail, you know, they just slice you right open. That's why they look kind of funny. And so, yeah. We also see that this character is kind of like very, you know, plain, I guess. I wanted to add more detail, but honestly, I think it would just have ruined them, kind of like the look. And I just wanted to keep them simple because it just took so long to draw them in the first place. You'll see that I tried to add wings, but I got rid of them. She's supposed to have wings, by the way. I know I didn't draw them because it was taking so long to finish her. And the wings would have covered the tail, which I worked really hard on. So just imagine her with wings. She's supposed to have wings. If I were to have drawn the wings, I would have made like the inside, like the skinny, fleshy part that she flies with. I would have either made it, you know, like the same blue you'll see that I do for the spikes, like the bluish black, or made like a really dark kind of rainbow gradient that like with the scales sort of. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta say.